As expected, the final battle against Terilu is without a doubt the hardest battle in the whole game on Unfair. She has by far the highest armor class out of all the bosses, a massive 104. Also, upon hitting 50% health, Terilu will instantly fully heal 3 whole times during the battle. Not to mention the fact she's completely immune to critical hits, and last but not least, she also takes half damage from most sources. Talk about being stacked. As if that wasn't enough, her spells also do absurd amount of damage, around 400 for the area of effect spells, and her Hellfire Rays can hit for more than 1000 damage, basically an instant death sentence for every single one of your characters. As you can see here, her spells are pretty much all quickened, maximized, and selective instantly. This is all mostly resistible damage as well. So how the hell are we going to do it? Besides the usual AV stacking that I already showed how to do in another video, for this battle to succeed you really need to rely on your Mythic Path's strengths. In this case, my main character is a Trickster, so without a doubt we are going to use the ultimate spell Trick Fate to ensure our attacks hit no matter how high Terilu's armor class is. Sadly, she also has 50% concealment, and for some reason, at the moment at least, it is not blocked by True Seeing at all. Anyways, as soon as battle starts, you'll notice Terilu spawns rather far away from your party. I suggest leaving your characters close to where you start, because Terilu will soon teleport to where you are. Alright, so now that she's finally here, you definitely want to have Scylla use Mark of Justice as soon as possible. I also like having Sociel use Guarded Hearth from Community Domain somewhere around here, as this will help us in her second phase. Camellia can use Evil Eye and whatever other AC reducing hexes you have, while also keeping the eye effect alive by using Chant. To start the battle, I also have Darren cast a Hellfire Ray, because his first spell, as soon as battle starts, will be quickened through Sorcerer's Reflex's mythic ability. After that, however, both Darren and Sociel will be on healing duty, spamming Mass Heal again and again to basically keep our characters alive as Terilu spams her highly damaging spells against us. Let us begin attacking then. As you can see, she already used a very powerful spell, in this case Tsunami, but thankfully we managed to save. That's why I say it's important to have your clerics or divine casters use Mass Heal as many times as it takes, because the damage Terilu can inflict on us is going to be very high and very consistent. So now that Darren already cast his Hellfire Ray, let's have him start spamming Mass Heal somewhere around here, as to not get Terilu as well. Sociel already used Guarded Hearth, so he will also be on Mass Heal duty now. Everyone else can mostly just attack.
Are you still here? Good guys always win.
Sadly, the spell Tsunami also knocked our characters back, so I don't think Scylla was able to actually cast Mark of Justice yet. Yeah, both Darren and Sociel are knocked down. Okay, now that they're getting up, let's get Mass Heal. And Terilu has already healed once. Thankfully she was hit by Mark of Justice, and she's also sickened and debuffed with distracting shots. Alright, another very annoying part of this battle is that Terilu is going to cast Polar Midnight, and that's going to damage our dexterity by around 12. Thankfully, this ability damage will go away on mass heal.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
Let's heal with Social again. As you can see, our dexterity damage was also healed. Unfortunately, like I said before, because Arilu is in a very annoying position, this pillar here is blocking some of our characters, especially the pets who have rather large hitboxes and can't properly move to where Arilu is. We really need to heal again now. Another thing I suggest you do is have both your healers, in my case Social and Darren, with artificial intelligence off. This way you can always get them to heal when you actually need them, so they don't waste actions doing other stuff. Okay, so we got Arilu's first phase.
I never thought that I would be responsible for the creation of my most powerful enemy.
Now, as you can see, after you've defeated Arilu 3 whole times, she'll teleport away, and this marks the end of her first phase. You can actually use a dialogue check here, either Persuasion or Intimidate, to actually bypass her second phase and simply end the game right there. Personally, I strongly recommend you do so, otherwise you'll proceed to her second phase. And this is where things get really insane. You will have to handle 3 copies of Arilu, each almost as powerful as the original. Honestly, it's a very tiresome battle, and your party ends up taking enough damage from her spells to pretty much kill themselves 1,000 times over. This is why I strongly recommend you have Last Stand mythic ability on all your characters, as that will allow us to survive a bit longer. Alright, for challenge purposes, let's try her second phase as well. But like I said, it's going to be very annoying and very difficult.
Certainly.
My lady.
I'm not going to bleed.
Like I said before, we will have to handle 3 copies of Arilu, the first one here, another one here, and the last one over here. I strongly suggest you deal with the copies that have access to Hellfire Ray first, because this is by far her most damaging spell, capable of dealing more than 1,000 damage to a single character. So basically the copy that's here, and also the one that starts up here. But they will teleport to where you are. Unfortunately, we are starting at a rather disadvantageous position, as most of our characters have very low hit points. We didn't really manage to heal them before the first phase was finished, so we'll have to do it now. And basically hope for the best. You also have to fight Suture, but frankly he's extremely weak. Now, our Trick Fate spell from Trickster has already worn off from the previous battle, so we really need to cast it again as soon as possible with the aid of a quickened Meta Magic Rod. Now, a very annoying thing about this battle is that the copy of Arilu that was here, well, I don't know if she always acts this way, but in my case, she always uses her demonic charge ability as soon as possible to attack your main character. You can see her coming here. Thankfully, we actually managed to heal with Darren before Arilu was able to kill us or trigger our last stand. As I said before, the last stand mythic ability is of paramount importance in this battle, and the longer we can go without actually triggering it, the better for us, because you can only trigger it once per rest, really. Alright, so let's try to handle the first copy of a reload that actually charged right at us.
I'm getting my ass kicked.
Yeah, so here's another very annoying part of this battle. As soon as that Arilu charges at you, she pretty much unleashes all of her attacks, which is, well, as you can see here, it's enough to pretty much to put your main character right at last stand. And last stand only lasts for 2 rounds. After that, our main character can actually die. This is something I don't really like about this battle, is that, well, because of how much damage is being thrown at us, and mostly because of the fact that it's a game over if the main character dies, there is a certain, let's say, luck-based factor about it, I believe. Because if Arilu chooses, well, if her copies choose to focus on your main character, there's not really much you can do about it. So let's hope she doesn't do it, and we actually manage to get all of the copies down before our main character is killed. And there she goes with Tsunami again, almost killing some of our characters, already triggering last stand for both Sociel and Scylla. We will have Scylla use Mark of Justice in this aspect here, and hopefully it will work. And of course we'll have to deal with Darren again. Like I said before, because the Arilus teleport to where our characters are, it's rather hard to get the mass heals off without actually healing the Arilus as well. But thankfully, something I've noticed about this battle is that eventually, just like Arilus said in her dialogue, her copies are going to suicide. So basically it's a battle of attrition. I don't believe you need to defeat all of the Arilu copies. The difference being, I think, well, if you manage to defeat them in time, your character doesn't have to sacrifice themselves by throwing themselves at the word wound here to seal it. Oh god, and because of Tsunami, our characters have also been knocked down. Like I said before, this battle is just a mess all around. There's not much you can do besides suffer, that is. Let's see if we can actually get to heal, because all our characters have triggered last stand already, besides Wendwag, I think. Hopefully we manage to heal as we get up from the Tsunami. As you can see, Ariel is still spamming more spells. Oh, I actually forgot that Camellia also has mass heal. That was somewhat stupid of me, but let's try to heal with her then. Okay, so we managed to heal now. However, one of her copies have already suicided themselves by using this ability called Flame of Destruction. I believe it basically kills the real copy, and that's about it. Unfortunately, our main character and basically all our other characters have already triggered their last stands, so they aren't really going to last for much longer. Hopefully we can get the other copies of Arilu to also kill themselves, thus ending the battle. Hopefully we still have last stand on. Thankfully we still have last stand on with our main character, so we were able to tank that hit. But as you can see here, just her Polar Ray dealt more than 450 damage. Certainly enough to one-shot most characters, if not all of them. So let's heal again. Unfortunately, as you can see, she actually focused on our main character, and well, we ended up dying, so let's try it again. This is why I said before that it's a lot better to just end this battle in the first phase. Now this is something that really pisses me off in games like Baldur's Gate and Pathfinder. Basically the fact that it's a game over if your main character dies. Like you could see from that battle, if our main character had died but it was not a game over, we would still be allowed to revive him and probably end up succeeding, as all our other characters were still alive. Alright then, so let's give a real second phase another try.
Getting my ass kicked. Assist me at once.
Only death can stop me.
I need your assistance. Begone, fiend!
So that was it. At last, we actually managed to do it.